Okay, so I just got my final gold symbol here for the first time on console. I've done this before in emulator with save states. This was my first time doing this on my childhood Emerald cartridge. I saved the Battle Frontier for last, or rather the Battle Tower for last, because it's my favorite. Just simple battles. I love it. I wanted to end on that note. And I figured, you know what? Okay, I only have one symbol left. I want to try this with a fun team. I'm not going to do the standard, Latios, Metagross, I wasn't going with like the meta. I wanted to do a fun team. So I figured what team would be more poetic than the 3 Hoenn starters to do the final thing that I need to do to like get my golden trainer card. I want to do that with the 3 starters. So I threw together this team. I can talk about that more in a bit, I guess. I kind of just want to get into the battle. But man, this battle was insane. All right. I'm just going to get into it. Okay, so Raikou comes out. Now, mind you, another thing I want to preface this with. This was on original cartridge on console. However, I am using Gen Pokemon. I assume if you're watching this video, you know what that means, but just, to be safe, these are Pokemon that were edited in a save editor to have perfect IVs, natures, EV spreads, all that stuff, just to save myself the time of grinding these. That's not really why I play these games. But yeah, they don't have any illegal move sets or illegal stats or anything like that. They've just been edited to have perfect IVs and stats and all that. As far as legality goes, they are 1-to-1 with a competitive, legally obtained Pokemon. So just wanted to preface that. Anyway, I'm going through this battle with a damage calculator up, so I can kind of walk through my thought process for each move. I know for a fact Raikou does not have any attacking moves besides Thunderbolt, so I know that my Swampert's safe. So I switched to Swampert. I'm just, I have the damage calc up. Just hitting him with an Earthquake. I know it's not going to kill him. He uses Rest. At this point, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go for Ice Beam and see if I can get a freeze, because I'm also thinking maybe Latios might come in. So let me just throw out an Ice Beam. I know that Ice Beam, he was in range of an Ice Beam kill. I forgot he was going to outspeed me, so it didn't matter, but I figure I'll go with the Ice Beam just in case Latios wants to switch in. Would be nice if I get the freeze too. I don't get the freeze, so he goes for Reflect. That's fine. But now I just want to stall out that Reflect just in case. I don't want his team to have that advantage, right? Or her team, rather. Don't want her team to have the advantage of Reflect up when Raikou's gone. So I'm trying to just stall out the Reflect at this point, just kind of wasting turns. Yeah, he's boosting up, doesn't really matter. Throwing out cheeky Ice Beams, maybe he's going to switch in Latios, maybe he's going to get freeze, doesn't matter. I'm just wasting turns. And then I believe he has one more turn with Reflect up at this point, so I start going for Earthquake again. Yep, Reflect wears off. Now he goes down to Earthquake. And so now I'm pretty good. I'm up. All 3 of my Pokemon are at full health. He's down 1. She's down 1. But, okay, so I should also preface this. Obviously I didn't plan my team around Annabelle. I just came in with the starters. So I wasn't really going into this match with a plan. I got the damage calc up and I'm playing it 1 turn at a time, right? Maybe thinking a couple turns ahead. So I'm actually really nervous at this point because I'm seeing from the calculations this Latios can rip through my team if I'm not careful. I can't let it set up and do its thing. So I'm going for Ice Beams. Again, hoping for a freeze. That would be nice. I've now thrown out 4 or 5 Ice Beams and no freeze. So I don't know at what point that starts to be unlucky, but so I'm treading carefully. I know he's going to kill me. I just figure if I can get Swampert back up to like 50% HP, there's a chance that I survive this Psychic. A small chance, of course, I don't get the roll. So now I'm like, I know. Okay, so this is a Subseed set, right? I know that Sceptile can survive a Psychic, so I go for Leech Seed. And then he recovers, and I'm like, well, shit. I kind of forgot about Recover. Latios' Recover has 20 PP in this generation, so I'm like kind of just going through the motions of subseeding him. Like, I don't think it's realistic for me to outstall his 20 turns of Recover. So I'm kind of just going through the motions at this point. I'm really, really nervous. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna take care of this Latios, but he's kind of like, you know, boosting up out of control. At this point, he can now one-hit KO Sceptile with Psychic. So I'm trying to get in Leaf Blades where I can, right? Like, again, even if this crits, and Leaf Blade does have a high crit ratio, even if that had crit, it wouldn't have killed him. But I'm like, I gotta come up with something. I gotta try to like whittle him down and then maybe finish him off with a Leaf Blade before he kind of gets out of control. But it's kind of just gonna come down to, is the AI gonna play nice? Like, optimally, he should be able to outstall me with Recovers. So I guess, fortunately, though, the AI decides to be a little bit more aggressive than, you know, Stally, so. And again, just trying to maximize my, my HP gain from Leech Seed here. I'm holding a Bright Powder, because there's Item Clause, so I couldn't have leftovers on both Swampert and Sceptile. So very unfortunate. It would have been nice to have leftovers, but Swampert just needed it more. So anyway, I went for that Leaf Blade, thinking, okay, if I get a crit, Leaf Blade kills it. Worst case scenario. Well, let me rewind. Let me pause. So I'm thinking at this point, worst case scenario. Let me get to the turn. Yeah, so this Leaf Blade here, this was I consider this like a kind of a pivotal moment. So I'm looking at the damage calculator. I'm like, okay, he's probably just gonna recover, right? He's almost dead. He's gonna recover. So I'm gonna go for Leaf Blade. I know I outspeed. If I get the crit, I kill Latios right here. So I should probably just go for Leaf Blade. Otherwise, what's my plan? I'm gonna try to outstall him? No, he's got 20 PP. He's got 19 recovers left. I'm not gonna outstall him, right? So I'm like, I gotta go for the kill here. So I do. I use Leaf Blade. I figure worst case scenario, he just recovers. Or worst case scenario, he tanks it and he kills me. But then the Leech Seed should finish him off. So it seems like this is the play, right? Go for the Leaf Blade, hopefully get the kill. Worst case scenario, he either gets finished off by Leech Seed or he recovers, and I'm fine. I just go back to stalling, right? And so that's kind of my plan now. It's like, okay, I'm gonna try to get him down to the red bar, and then hopefully get a cheeky crit with Leaf Blade. That's really my only plan for Latios. And of course, he doesn't. He does not go down. So this was the worst case scenario I was talking about, right? In fact, this might not have been as bad actually if he had recovered. That might have been worse. Because now I know that Leech Seed is going to finish him off. So perfect. So now it's one-on-one Blaziken versus Snorlax. And I'm thinking, okay, I should have this in the bag. But then I'm looking at Snorlax's set, and I'm looking at the damage calculations, and I'm a little bit nervous. So I see, before I continue this, Blaziken, my Blaziken here, has a reversal moveset. It's based, you use Endure, survive on 1 HP, Salac Berry activates, you outspeed everything in the battle tower, and then you just go to town with Reversal and with Overheat. And Blaziken's great for this because his Blaze will power up Overheat too. So he's getting tons of damage from Reversal and then tons of damage from Overheat. But you really need to have a damage calculator open when you're using this set, because there's so many things that can just kind of ruin your day with this. So I see in this instance, even if I was at 1 HP and I had a full power reversal, it would not one-hit KO Snorlax. That's a problem. But I also see he cannot one-hit KO me right now. He has Curse, he could boost up, and then it could become a problem. But I don't think the AI is going to sit around and Curse when it sees a 2-hit KO. I don't know. So I'm just kind of banking on him using Return, bringing me down to low HP. I know it's not going to kill me unless it crits. So I'm like, all right, let me just get in some chip damage here with Overheat. So I go for the Overheat. I get in some chip damage. This is huge. Now with this chip damage, I might be able to kill him with Reversal. Still not guaranteed. I'm not sure exactly what percentage his health is at, so I have to be kind of cautious with my estimates. So I can see that I could potentially kill him now with a full power Reversal, but it's not guaranteed. It's like probably a 90% roll. So he hits me with the Return. Okay, yep. It does about 80-90% damage to me. Salac Berry activates. I use Endure on the next turn, trying to get myself a fully powered up Reversal. I was at this point just hoping for anything but Curse. Just don't give me Curse, please, right? And luckily he goes for Shadow Ball. Perfect. Because he's a rest. This is a rest Curse set. So he could Curse up and then rest, and then it could get out of control. But no, he goes for the Shadow Ball, which is perfect. And then Blaziken fucking clutches it out, dude. That was not a guaranteed one-hit KO. I'm at least pretty certain from what I was looking at on the damage calculator. That was a range. It was highly in my favor, but there was a chance, and you know that this would always happen when you're on the frontier brain fight. You know that you wouldn't hit the range, right? You know that he would survive on 1 HP and ruin your streak. But Blaziken fucking clutched it out, dude. Oh man. I hope I really captured just how crazy that was, because I was like hyperventilating after that match, dude. Like, the fact that came down to Blaziken on 1 HP, my one Pokemon remaining on 1 HP, and it wasn't even a guaranteed one-hit KO. It was a range. Like, someone could probably calculate the pixels and determine the exact percentage of health that Snorlax was at, but I just had to estimate, right? I had to estimate. I'm like, all right, he's probably at like 80%, and at 80%, it like wasn't a guaranteed kill, man. Like, oh man, I can't believe it, man. It's finally over. I have all the gold symbols on cartridge. No save states were used. None of that nonsense from emulator. Yes, I used Gen Pokemon, but I don't really fucking care. So, whew.